The awesome thing is, the bad times won't last forever either. Whatever plan God has for your life, I hope you trust that you are exactly where you need to be right now in order to get to where He is calling you to be tomorrow, in a month, in a year, or 10 years down the road. You are the only person who gets to decide how you and God will write your story together. My prayer for you is that when difficulties come, you will remember that you create your own destiny with God by your side. What's more, I want you to remember that your destiny touches more than just you. When you live beyond fear in the truth of who you really are, even in the midst of trying circumstances, you become an example to others and help them to live with the same courage and hope. Keep going. Every year, every day, every minute. Just keep going. Someday, this will all be a distant memory, but what you do with the challenges you faced will leave a mark on this world. Introduction. September 5th, 2015. The day that changed my life. It was our season opener against Youngstown State, a season I was certain would get me recognized by NFL scouts in time for the spring draft. Having been named ACC Player of the Year the previous season, I was in a prime position to make this my best year ever as a true junior. I felt untouchable, on top of the world. Nothing was going to bring me down. All the hard work, sweat, and tears I'd invested in my training was finally going to pay off. I was on fire the first quarter, scoring 2 touchdowns and rushing for more than 70 yards. I couldn't have scripted a better way to begin our game. Going into the second quarter, I was pumped, ready to go into full beast mode. As I lined up for what was to be my second carry of the quarter, a fleeting thought passed through my mind. The pro scouts are going to be watching, I realized. If they thought last season was good, just wait until they see what I've got this year. I was already playing the highlight reel in my head. As Chad Wojcik, our quarterback, called the play, I pushed off. I got the handoff and ran to the right, rolling past one tackle and surging forward with the ball. Let's give them what they want to see, I thought. I felt light, slick, electric. Half a second later, I felt a lurch as a Youngstown lineman dove low, hugging my legs and bringing me down. There was a pop as I hit the grass. As loud as the stadium was, that tiny sound deafened my trained ears. Oh God, I thought, as I rolled over, holding my knee. Please don't let this be anything bad. The pain was searing, but there was no way I was going to let anyone see that. My knee felt like it was about to buckle, but I was determined to walk off the field on my own 2 feet, even if it meant limping. After all, the scouts were watching, and they would still be watching every time the camera cut over to me on the sideline, icing my knee. All I could do was sit there with a poker face, pretending my knee wasn't on fire, pretending I wasn't consumed by panic. I couldn't let on that, deep down, I knew something was wrong. It's a torn MCL. I'm afraid you're going to be out for the rest of the season. There they were, the words I spent the past 24 hours begging God not to let me hear. I had blown out my knee in the first game of the year. I found out after spending an excruciating night trying to tell myself the pain would pass, and that I'd be back on the field the next week. But the doctor's words ripped through the exam room and hung there for a moment as I struggled to process what I'd just heard. My great plan for a dominant year that would launch me into the NFL draft had suddenly vanished into thin air, along with any ambitions I had for setting records and making the kind of impact I'd always dreamed of making for my team. I managed to hold myself together for about 2 seconds, and then I dropped my head into my hands and started to cry. All I had ever wanted to be was a football player. I didn't know who I was without the sport. There was a battle going on inside my head as I struggled to hold tight to my faith while feeling like God had just completely betrayed me. Everything I had ever worked for or cared about